Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. One of my strongest convictions, as many of you may have noticed, is Nebius. Nebius is not just another cloud provider, it's an AI infrastructure company. What makes them unique is their full-stack, vertically integrated approach. That means they design and build their own data centers, their racks, and even their software. This vertical integration is their biggest value add. Now, most people know Nebius for its AI infrastructure and data centers, but that's only their core business. Inside Nebius, there are several other business units, and the company plans to use these units to finance the building of its data centers without relying on dilution, external investments, or debt. And today, I want to talk about those business units. The largest division is, of course, AI infrastructure, the data centers with hundreds of thousands of GPUs offered to the market. That's the foundation, simply called Nebius. But behind that, there is something very exciting. First of all, the autonomous driving division. Back in the days, Yandex, the company which Nebius originated from, used to be one of only 5 companies in the world that operated cars with no safety drivers, which means no one in the front seat, on public roads available as a service. It took them just 5 to 6 years to achieve that. Later, they had to rebuild everything from scratch, and today they are back with a 200-person engineering team in Austin. The project is now called Avride, which stands for Autonomous Vehicle Ride. Avride is one of just 4 companies that Uber partnered with in 2024 to test a self-driving fleet in Texas by the end of 2025. It's an automation technology company with 2 development lines. First of all, robotaxis and also autonomous delivery robots. And they also have a partnership with Hyundai. To give you a perspective of the value of Avride, let's compare them to Waymo, which is currently the undisputed leader in robotaxis. Waymo has by far the largest fleet, at least until Tesla launches its own service at scale, but in terms of technology, Avride is already at the same level. And just a few months ago, Waymo was conservatively valued at $50 billion. Another key business unit is data labeling, where humans train machines. Years ago, that meant labeling simple things like this is a cat, this is a traffic light, and so on. Today, GenAI can do much of that, but for many complex tasks, you still need a combination of GenAI and human experts. This division is called Toloka. In short, Toloka provides the high-quality datasets needed to train and evaluate models. Their main clients are some of the biggest players in AI: Amazon, Microsoft, OpenAI, and Google. And a very good news is that even Jeff Bezos and Shopify CTO have invested in it. For context, Scale AI, a competitor of Toloka, was just valued at $13 billion. Another fascinating unit is in education and reskilling, and it's called TripleTen. Here's how Arkady Volod, the CEO, liked to put it. Toloka is when humans train machines. TripleTen is when machines help to train humans. This division started during COVID, when 700,000 drivers lost their jobs. The goal was to retrain them in fields like coding or data analytics. And it worked. People could retrain in just 6 months, and by the end of the program, they would get hired, often in much better paying professions. Fortune magazine even named it the best AT bootcamp in America. They started in the US, and now they're expanding into Latin America. And there is more. Nebius also owns a 28% stake in ClickHouse, a fast-growing database software provider valued at $6.4 billion. ClickHouse is an open-source, high-performance columnar database built for real-time analytics on massive datasets. Arkady has made it clear that more business units will come. This industry is evolving constantly, with new opportunities appearing all the time. The key is to find stable revenue streams that will allow the core business to be profitable. Here is my personal take. I think it's extremely important for a company like Nebius to have multiple business units and to keep building new ones. In fact, if you look at the companies that have dominated markets for decades, around 80% of them turned a secondary activity into their main source of revenue. There are countless examples. Amazon started as an online bookstore, but today the real profit engine is Amazon Web Service, their cloud business, which has far higher margins than retail. Apple was known for Macs. Then the iPod opened the way to the iPhone, which became the heart of the company, far bigger than their original business. Tesla started as a car company, but over time the bulk of their revenue will likely come from robotaxis and eventually from Optimus, their humanoid robot. The market is full of these examples, and that's exactly why I believe Nebius is building something very powerful here. That's everything about Nebius' different business units. All of this only strengthens my Nebius thesis and makes me even more bullish. That's a wrap for today. See you next time.